What is the best restaurant in Starfield? I'm standing on the terrace of Dawn's Roost, fully caffeinated with my Tranquility and Terra Brew double feature, and I'm ready to attack this question like a terramorph at the new Atlantis spaceport. A quick Google search brings up some common themes around what makes a great restaurant. Customer service, price, cleanliness, location, table settings, which I've translated into the scoring here. So, using Dawn's Roost as our benchmark, we come up with a score of 20 out of a total possible 25 points. I give it a perfect score of 5 for customer service, cleanliness, and ambiance, but it is held back by pricing and a lack of table settings. So, now that we have our benchmark established, we just need to figure out where to go next. Surely it can be as simple as just asking some NPCs, what's your favorite restaurant, tallying up the results, and then just setting off. What do you think of the restaurants here on Jemison? What's your favorite place to eat in Settled Systems? Rex Grimsby of the Beep Boop Loop Gazette, do you have time for a quick question? None of the citizens of New Atlantis will even look at me, which opens up a black hole of new questions. Was it just something I said? Or was I sticking my nose somewhere it didn't belong?
Excuse-moi, monsieur, if I may add, where I'm from, a great restaurant is, a feeling, not a place. Perhaps you will find you regret this quest.
Was the maitre d' warning me? And why was his accent so terrible? This clearly wasn't going to be as simple as just a few street interviews. We were going to have to just get out there and find the best of the best ourselves. Our first stop is Xenofresh Seafood in the Underbelly of Neon. It's kind of like a burp where a little bit of food comes up, but in restaurant form. You know? The guy who runs the bar clearly doesn't want to be here.
It's gross.
And the selection of food is lacking. Now, I always try to err on the side of bright and cheery, but the fact that Xenofresh is located in a place called the Underbelly makes perfect sense. I give Xenofresh a 12. The customer service is rough. The pricing is okay, but where it really loses marks is in its location, cleanliness, and table settings. And looking at the very preliminary results, Xenofresh should easily be the bottom of the barrel, right? Next up is Aggie's in Aquila City, which was probably a mistake to start at in hindsight. Aggie's is named after its owner, who I swear doesn't give a rat's behind if I live or die. Still, I try my best to be polite, but she just keeps staring at me like I'm a common pest. Honestly, Aggie's is dirty with all these weird smears across the ground, and the ambiance makes me feel like I'm eating at the bottom of a used boot. It's basically just a garage with some tables. Still, the prices are pretty good, but that can't outweigh its glaring faults, which nets Aggie's a 14 out of a total possible 25 points. Better than Xenofresh for sure, so we are making progress, but nowhere near the standard set by Dawn's Roost. But don't worry, there's a diamond in the rough still waiting for us in Aquila City. Compare Aggie's to the Stone Root Inn that's just up the way. It is a hidden gem in my books. Immediately, you walk in and feel at home in a cozy space that feels carved right out of a massive, lazy boulder. The bartender's friendly and the prices are pretty good. The biggest drawback is its lack of table settings, which is a small knock against it, but it's a part of the scoring, so it is what it is. And when we tally up the score for the Stone Root, it's a 19, which is just 1 point shy of Dawn's Roost. Now we're cooking. Look at that beautiful scoreboard. This might actually just work. Wait, what the f is that? This monstrosity is Gourmet Chunks on the destination planet Paradiso, a restaurant famous for its signature cubified Cabernet Chunquignon and a variety of alcoholic beverages that no other Chunks location serves. And that hesitation you're sensing from me is because, well, it's just a corporate cash grab, isn't it? Can or should we include Chunks in our quest to find the best restaurant in Starfield? Something about it feels so wrong. But let's back up for a second. For the uninitiated, Chunks are synthetic nutrient cubes that are made to look and taste like familiar Earthbound dishes. Cosmic red apple, baked potato, Mongolian beef, the list goes on. They're cute, colorful, and they're kind of funny when you first look at them. But stare long enough and the abyss of Chunks flavored capitalism stares back. What was that? Sorry, I thought someone was following me. Chunks are the opposite of what great dining should be, standing defiantly against my quest to find the best restaurant in Starfield. And that's by design. A bit more digging and I discovered that the Chunks CEO, Fred Blombart, created Chunks with the belief that most people didn't care what they ate, as long as it was tasty and filling. Alone, that's upsetting, but it gets worse. People love Chunks, and Chunks shows no signs of slowing down. As I continue to visit all of the Chunks franchises, I start to notice an eerie sameness, and despite some variations in cleanliness, the scores reflect that. And the weight in my stomach only gets heavier as I take a look at the scoreboard. Gourmet Chunks is in first place. It's starting to feel like this universe just doesn't care about truly elevated dining. Maybe I was just stupid to try and figure this thing out. Or is that exactly what Chunks wants me to think? And then the pieces of the puzzle just start to click into place. The NPCs of Jemison ignoring my questions. The maitre d' and his cryptic warning and terrible accent. Gourmet Chunks, the anomaly swinging above its weight class. Everything starts to coalesce into a siren call screeching for me to turn around. I'm not gonna like where this ends. My mission has evolved. I'm gonna bring back taste and pretentious criticism to the culinary circles of Starfield. But that stands against everything Chunks has built. What if I can actually find a mathematically better restaurant than Chunks Gourmet? Think of the revolution I could inspire. Millions of citizens tossing aside their cubes of nutrients, demanding a real steak, a real pumpkin pie. Something they can eat and find every little reason to criticize. It nearly brings a tear to my eye. And I realize, if Chunks are the ones following me, they'll do everything they can to silence my scores. But I can't stop. Not now that I realize I carry the fate of pretentious food criticism on my shoulders. I have 3 finalists, Chunks plus 2 others. These other 2 finalists are the last chance at truly elevated cuisine winning the day. I just need to finish this. But I can't. It's a 3-way tie. I run the numbers again. Reflect on each restaurant down to its last detail. Starting with Chunks Gourmet, which is hard to ignore. It's situated on the self-proclaimed nicest planet in the universe, just across from Hotel Paradiso and just a skip and a jump from the beachside where tourists go to lounge on vacation. The food is efficient and serviceable with a great selection, including wine and spirits. But as we've already talked about, something feels empty about this place, even if I can't argue with the numbers. Then there's Whetstone, a steakhouse on Jemison. A funky-looking facade yields to a swanky, intimate interior where all the tables are nestled into cozy little nooks where you can order fancy, delicious food in peace. This is a shining example of what culinary wonders can await you in the Starfield, and clearly Whetstone can hold its own with prestige and ambiance alone. Finally, there's The Rock, a sturdy, welcoming bar and restaurant in the middle of Aquila City that's also the home of the Freestar Rangers. Service is friendly, food is well priced, and the ambiance is eclectic and exciting. It's not going to be for everyone, but this is the kind of dining experience that leaves a mark. And of course, the numbers back up this unusual but legitimate contender. But as I reread my notes, I barely even notice. The shadow that's been following me is real. It's charging at me with some kind of weapon. Ah, monsieur! Stay away from me. You can't stop me from saving cuisine across the galaxy. Oh wait, it's you, the maitre d'.
Oui, oui, monsieur. I have chased you across half the galaxy. You dropped your chapeau. Thank you.
Wait, you're not trying to kill me?
Oh, of course not. I am a man of service. Your comfort and satisfaction are my priority. Killing is very bad for business.
Right.
Did you end up discovering the greatest restaurant in the Starfield?
No, it's a tie, and there's no way to break it. Chunks wins again.
Perhaps it is as I said. A great restaurant is not a place, but a feeling shared between friends, lovers, enemies.
It's a romantic line that sounds right coming from a Frenchman's mouth. I try to ignore it, but then it starts replaying in my head. Friends, lovers, enemies, people. I forgot about people. I hadn't even considered in my scoring. Are people sitting together in the restaurant and enjoying themselves?
Ah, c'est vrai.
You can hear my inner monologue?
Everyone can. They are all taking pictures.
I think I get it now, Mr. Maitre d'. Do you want to grab a Chunks with me?
Chunks shared between new friends? Sounds lovely.
And who really cares about the best restaurant? As long as we can share food with the ones we love. But actually, I did the math, and the best restaurant is actually The Rock, all things considered. Now, my favorite is still the Stone Root Inn, but I can't argue with those numbers. It's just science, guys. And hey, if you like this video, check out this video next. I hear it's pretty good. I love you.